Ladies and gentlemen in the crypto space, I have not made a video like this in an extremely long time. But I'm telling you right now, drop your kid, drop your wife, drop your husband, and listen to what I've got to say. Over the past 24 hours, I have done something which a lot of you guys might consider crazy. And that is, I have fully committed to the crypto bull run. And the reason I've done that, simply put, is because I do not believe there's a bear market anymore. It's just impossible for me to believe there's a crypto bear market right now. And knowing there's a bull market, I'm giving you right now one secret. And that is that the stupider you are, the more money that you'll make. Or rather, that's the joke. In real terms, it's the more risk you're willing to take, the better things are about to go, if we're right. And the if we're right only depends on Bitcoin not going for a crazy correction. Because that's basically the only thing that can break this strategy of turning $1,000 into 100,000 or whatever is Bitcoin falling hard. And I'll tell you a little bit later how to actually prepare for that happening, because I've devised a strategy and there's a lot of moving parts. If you guys want a more in-depth tutorial, make sure you press that like button, but here we go. Over in Telegram, you can see I've been telling you guys about my trades here a little bit, because basically I put so much money into Solana, but the price went down. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I'm a man of my word. I told you guys I'm going pretty crazy, and I did. I was like, I've got some stables on the side that I was planning to use for something specific. Let me put it on Solana over the weekend and see how it goes. Price went down. But then the moment I saw that dump, I realized, and I posted it over on Twitter, we're buying the dip. And I made a video, we're buying the dip. And I basically went spot buying as many different things as I could, partially that were down a lot, and partially coins that, again, you basically go off of the momentum of. I always explain to you guys the two sides of investing. Value investing, meaning, hey, these are undervalued right now. Momentum investing, these things are doing well. And a good example is these two. Bonk went down so much, I thought, let me just buy it. It's a meme coin, don't know what it does, don't care, just bought it. And USTC was doing pretty well. A lot of people are very excited about it. I was like, I need to have some of that too. And then while I was telling you guys the story about those trades, I also decided to momentum invest more into AVAX as I saw the price was pumping. And right now those trades are doing significantly better. I think Bonk is in 100 and something % profit. Let me quickly check right now. Yeah, so we've got AVAX at about 110. Here was 130. Sol 67. Bonk at about 100%, and USDC at also about 100%. And then we got our old Bitcoin trades and a new XRP trade. But I'm doing this because it's time to go big or go home for me, at least. And even if I fail here and actually get liquidated or lose, because I might eventually place a stop loss on these isolated positions. And as I said on Telegram, I do isolated positions for coins that I'm not planning to basically buy all the way towards the bottom. Then again, I've told you guys a story of how I made frick tons of money on 𝗂𝗓. And that's because my bot back in 2017, officially 2018, but started in 2017, was just buying a lot of different coins that were pumping a lot, that had a correction. Because the moment it had a correction, my bot would buy. Because it's a bull market, everything goes up. But at some point, the bull market ends. Anyway, me holding that was 𝗓𝗏 at the time, turned into a crazy sum of money later with 𝗂𝗓. And me not selling the dip on Nosana just gave me a 90x as well over the last month. Point being, if, and that's the only if, Bitcoin does not go for a crazy correction, it's just time to accept the bull market's here. I'm going crazy. Perhaps a little bit too crazy, but I don't care. Trust me. Please. Okay, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm your friend here, but listen to me. There was a guy a lot of you guys will know because he's pretty famous on YouTube, I'd say, that came up to me. I think this was 2021, maybe. He explained to me the story about how he made $100 million off of like $1 million, maybe a little bit less. And I didn't really believe him. Now, I'd say I'm pretty good friends and I know he was telling the truth. And the crazy thing he just did is go all in, go big or go home. Now, I will warn that that's a success story and there'll be many failures. Not everybody is going to make it, but most people that won't make it are actually the ones that start late. Meaning, if you were basically going for this strategy throughout the last month, you would have made frick tons of money. A lot of you guys would already have turned $1,000 into 20, 20,000 that is. But most people, they're too afraid to do it. And I understand, because it's still money we're talking about. Or you just got unlucky, you bought the wrong coin, which is why I buy a frick ton of coins. Never just buy one coin, because you might just get lucky and one coin goes absolutely nuts. You get a couple 1,000% in profit straight away. If you go only for XRP or only for your AVAX or whatnot, you might get unlucky and earn nothing. That's a little piece of advice from Santa Dusty. Unless you know some things that others don't. I'm not talking necessarily insider info, but you just doing your research, which could be that you know proper backing that will eventually let go of some announcement or some exchange listing. For example, now, and take this at face value. I don't fully know, but I just bought a little bit of 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗔𝗥𝗘. What does it do? Don't know, don't care. I saw somebody commented here, and it reminded me of a conversation I had last night where somebody told me there's a very famous person. I'll probably start talking about it again soon, perhaps even next week. And I was like, I'll just put a little moon bag, I'll put some money in it. At the time I didn't, because I was like, this guy's full of crap. But then I noticed over on Polkar's CoinMarketCap that here on the right, it says Alex Becker talked about it last year. And don't follow me, not a promotion. I don't care if you buy it. I don't have much money riding on it anyway. I'm just saying sometimes you come across these opportunities where you just find something pretty early and it just turns into 100x because of one announcement, one lucky guess, because it's a bull market. Things do well. Many people don't believe me when I say that you can go to bed right now with a $1,000 trade, wake up tomorrow with $45,000, and it wouldn't even be the craziest thing. But you've got to commit, and that's why I bookmarked this just now, because it's kind of funny, but very much true. The dumber you are, the more risk you're willing to take because you're just being degenerate, the more money you'll make this run. Think about it. I've got many different companies. Most of them have such meticulous processes that, fun fact, I'm not really having a lot of fun anymore when it comes to trading cryptocurrencies, when it comes to crypto buying strategies, because it's about large sums of money. But if I look back at my 2017 run, especially that one, to be honest with you, I had so much fun every single day. First of all, because the money didn't feel real. But second of all, because I'm on Discord, I'm on Twitter, I'm on Telegram every single day looking for the big thing. I'm going for crazy momentum plays and just going with a lot of leverage, because in a bull market, you can. In a bear market, don't try it. You're going to lose money all the time. In a bull market, again, as long as Bitcoin doesn't go for a good correction, it's very simple. It really just is. But a lot of people, and I see it even in my own family, they've got this barrier of, hey, Dust, do you really think the bull market's back? You think I should buy something now? I'm like, nobody knows what's going to happen tomorrow. Nobody does. Some person telling you on YouTube, well, if Bitcoin does it, they're lying to you. They don't know for sure. It's always a probability game. There might be a higher probability of a correction the more overbought things get. Right now, we're getting more and more to overbought territory. You want to know a fun fact? Very often, slightly before you see your crazy rush, it's already in overbought territory. So you don't know for sure. You try to analyze these things based on probability. But the counter side to that is, we all know that most people think they're very smart. Yet, if we look at the numbers, most people lose money trading. And you want to know why? A lot of times it's because they're not certain about what they're doing. The real smart money bought over the last couple of months, the last year and a bit, right now are in tons of profit, probably enough profit to feed 55 generations. If you're not able to retire right now over the last year, you've played the game wrong. It's a fact, because you were too scared or you didn't know about it early enough. Because even somebody starting out with $20 would have right now had to have at least 50,000 bucks. At least. Unless, once more, you were too scared. To which I like to add, it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. But it's going to limit you from making crazy amounts of gains this run. Again, not a bad thing because you're safer, but don't expect crazy returns if you're not willing to take the risk. And you might call me stupid. Please do. But I'm telling you the truth, a lot of people are not willing to tell you. But even I, as a seasoned investor, I'm coming back on most trading principles, especially as Bitcoin gets closer to that all-time high, to just go a little bit crazy on plays I wouldn't normally make because I just know how much money it can make you. You see, my strategy didn't tell me to go long on AVAX, and I just made 130%. Could this have lost? Yes. But as long as Bitcoin doesn't go for a good correction, all these altcoins will pump really hard. That's why I've been making multiple videos saying bull market. You see AVAX here, plus 14% today. Why? I'll explain more about why AVAX specifically. It actually has to do with the idea that the retail, the normal everyday Joe, is not going to understand a lot of more difficult projects, a lot more code intensive, for example, but generally they'll understand GameFi and things of that nature. and AVEX is obviously the blockchain for gaming, so it makes sense for that one to be in a really hypey spot. But I don't discriminate, man. If I see something juicy, even if the name sounds stupid, here, 𝗂𝗏, one of my biggest holdings recently. Let's see. It's up again today. And again, it's hard to have lost money on this one. I've been telling you guys about it for a while. Again, remember my video from a month ago? It was only $1, I think 90 something cents or so when I told you guys about it back then. Now it's a $4 something. Again, I bought over the last couple of days. Consider me stupid, but hey, it's the way it works. Right now, as I said, I fell on my face a little bit. I bought a little bit of pretty good chunk of Solana at $77, like right at the top. Did I fall on my face? Yes. Did I recover? Yes, because I bought the freaking dip, that's one, and because I opened my long position because, well, as long as Bitcoin doesn't break, we're good. And so, let's conclude here. First of all, make sure you press that like button. I'm telling you real stuff. I'm not interested in your money. I'm not interested in anything. I'm not selling anything. I have literally nothing to gain from lying to you. But I do recommend you guys to always think about that. Does this person have something to gain with what he's telling me? I got nothing. I'm not selling anything, not doing anything. Just experience. And for some reason, I feel like it can change so many people's lives through such ease by telling these stories about my investment journey that I think I should. Anyway, so let's keep things real. What is a smart thing? This is going to be kind of controversial, but a smart thing to do is, I'll show you. You see this right here? This is our stream account, which we, I think a couple months ago, we did a live stream and we opened a Bitcoin trade, which right now is in, let's see, it's at about $8,000 worth of profit. It cost me some money to keep it open though because of funding rates. And it's still pretty nice because we forgot about it. However, consider this. $8,000 in the grand scheme of things, 530% because we only put in $1,500 is really actually not that much. What I mean is, if we're talking about a whole portfolio, for example, then 500% is a lot, true. But on a Bitcoin trade, any altcoin I could have traded would have gained me way more. Perhaps, I guess XRP maybe. But any altcoin generally would have gotten me way more. So why put it on Bitcoin? Now that Bitcoin has got, the confirmations. It was only before, like a couple weeks ago, that Bitcoin was nicer. But right now, altcoins are nicer. I told you guys when altcoin season starts, it's feeling it. And even though I do think it will take a long time before Bitcoin hits an all-time high, all eyes are on the halving. All eyes are on the Bitcoin spot ETFs in January. It's a very volatile time, but well, here's how you prepare. Here's what you can do. So, knowing that a Bitcoin trade doesn't really make sense in terms of a long, what does make a lot of sense is to have a Bitcoin short open. Now, again, if you want to get yourself a free $500 Bitcoin trade, the link will be down below. And why am I saying that? Because if you open up, think about this, right? A Bitcoin short position right now, it is what's called a hedge. So the idea here is I've got a lot of positions or generally just spot altcoin buys. And as long as Bitcoin continues to be the same or up, these altcoins will go up by such crazy margins that it's just amazing, right? That's all you want. That's basically the best case scenario, but it's actually just the most logical scenario going forward. There's a counter side though, which is that in actuality, Bitcoin comes crashing down and altcoins are going to fall hard. And what would happen is, well, our portfolio would fall, our longs would not do so well. It's just negative. We could kind of counter that by the idea of if Bitcoin now were to fall, yes, our spot balances from all these altcoins would not do too well, but at least we've got a short on Bitcoin with some pretty good leverage that is able to cover this. Think about it. If we've got a high leverage Bitcoin short, I'm talking some good ass leverage, probably an isolated pair would be better instead of cross because it's going to take all your margin. Then if altcoins go up, your Bitcoin position, yes, it will lose some money, but it's relatively small in comparison to how much your altcoins are going to be going up. It's just a safety measure for in case Bitcoin does break down and does go down hard, your altcoins are going to drop like freaking flies. But at least that Bitcoin short, because it was such high leverage, will make such crazy returns. And the reason I'm not saying go for an altcoin short is because those can be extremely volatile. It can happen literally any moment, especially with high leverage. It could happen tomorrow, today. Try 40x leverage on an altcoin. Yeah, you'd be out of that position really quickly. With Bitcoin though, the moment you see such a heavy move, you know it broke down, you know it's gonna cause some panic, and you know altcoins are gonna be falling down significantly harder. Anyway, it's just something that a lot of people do. Obviously, you don't do this with all the money in the world. It's mostly just a safety net. And in theory, you could also see it like this. If you've got your short open, the moment you think crypto is going to recover, again, if you didn't have massive longs, you mostly just had spot, then all that will have changed is the value of those coins, not your actual coins, but now your short actually made you more income, actual dollars or Bitcoin, but you can now use to buy more altcoins, meaning instead of just seeing your portfolio dip down, you now saw your portfolio dip down a little bit, but try to stay neutral. But at least you've got yourself new back buying potential, meaning that the next time we do go up, you've got yourself more funds now. Hopefully it makes sense. In the reality of things, it is a lot of calculating as to what the right number should be with how much leverage and how much capital you should do it with relative to the rest of your positions. But that's so different for anybody else. It just depends on what is your money in already. How risky is your profile? How much risk are you willing to tolerate? And if you've only got $1,000, for example, I don't think it's worth to go for these strategies. I think my strategy would just be, this is the honest truth. The honest truth is my strategy would be skip whole coin market cap. Probably not the good coins on here that I'd want to go for, right? Or potentially someone like the low first page or second or third page that I do know the names of, like a GMX, okay, but nothing in the first quadrant. I'd probably fiddle around with these Solana airdrops. I'll make a video about that in a second. And I'd just be trying to go for crazy momentum plays over on DEX tools or something like that. Or I'd go for some of my favorite altcoins if they're higher up in the rankings and trade them with some good leverage. Because again, scared money don't make no money. And I always say I'd prefer losing $1,000 to make no gains this run. Then again, don't feel like you're in a crazy hurry because the bull market tends to last for a while. I mean, we've been a year of crazy gains in a row, but I do expect it's going to be another year and a half or so of pretty good gains. So don't feel like you have to act today. Think about everything I've said, take your time, do not think there's too much pressure. Even if you miss this gain, or if you miss this drop here that's about to happen, you'll get another chance quite quickly. What we're talking about here is just preparing you for whenever you're in a scenario like this again. In case you're not ready, all right? Don't feel like you're in too much of a hurry. I'd say you should always be in a hurry to learn about how to buy or sell crypto. That should be first priority. Make sure you've got the access to, you've got the ability to actually act upon it. I would say do it day one as well, but just the littlest amount in the sense of you don't have to figure out exactly how to put all your money in. Even if you could just buy $10 worth, $5 worth, $1 worth, whatever, most important step. And afterwards you can chill and wait for the right moment for you, figure out exactly which coins, etc. But I will warn again that most people I speak to, the reason they don't make money in these big bull runs because they're too afraid to pick a coin. Even people in my family, they tell me, oh, I should go ahead and buy this stuff. Even though I've taught them 10 different times how to buy crypto, but they come back and I'm like, if you're not committed, I'm not going to come showing up every single time to tell you how to buy this crypto stuff again. If you are only buying it because of me, for example, what's the point? All right. I'm not here to force anything upon you. I'm trying to help you if you're willing to learn. Anyway, a lot of people, 16 years old, 15 years old, 12 years old, 20 years old, are making crazy amounts of money because they're going crazy on some altcoins and stupid things as well. Am I saying it's the risk-free? Am I saying it's very easy? No and yes. It's not risk-free. These things can fail. But the honest truth is people send money to the dumbest things because there is money to be made. And very often I'm too principled. I'm like, I'm not doing that. I'm not lowering myself to that level. But I'm starting to change again. I have to get back into bull run, Dusty, because 2021 was medium for me. It was mostly because I was just too afraid to lose the money I built up over the years. Well, back in 2017, I didn't give a crap. Sometimes you wake up and your whole portfolio is at a 10x. That's the type of days I enjoyed the most. And obviously, I'm not saying put all your money in the same basket. You might want to split up like I always say. Always make sure you've got the majority of your funds on some cold storage and do this with fun money, I guess, or with money you really want to make gains with. But always have a little stash of crypto you don't touch. That's my own personal thoughts. Anyway, enough blabbering. That's about it. Might want to join the Telegram. I might shout more things that I'm up to. I don't know yet what I'm about to do with that. And I'm always telling you as well, I can fail. It's not like this is the most calculated of plays. I can definitely open up a trade and it's just minus 80%. This is not some deep calculated move. This is me looking at the dip, going hard on it because it makes sense, with the idea that if Bitcoin turns around, I'm pretty much screwed, but I'm willing to take that risk. I know I could wake up tomorrow, Bitcoin gets a good correction going, and all these altcoin positions are screwed, which is why I placed multiple warnings over the last couple of days saying, do watch out because we're getting into more and more oversold territory, and so opening a Bitcoin short is definitely not a bad idea. You're just preparing yourself then for in case things go wrong in this bull market, because if people keep screaming, we're going up more, we're going up more, we're going up more, you're probably going to go down. And so preparing yourself for that is not bad, knowing that as long as Bitcoin stays neutral or up, altcoins will make crazy money. But preparing yourself for a good correction. Prepare yourselves properly because the first correction in a bull cycle usually hits pretty hard as people were taken by surprise a bit because they thought everything would keep going up, but soon it will get people used to it all again. We're still pretty early in the cycle. I'm excited. I'm going pretty hard on these coins. And especially over the next couple of months, you're going to see some crazy videos of mine. And it's going to be fun videos again when I can say, look, we just turned 50,000 bucks into 10 million off of some stupid dog. It's going to be fun stuff. So just stick around. Even if you don't want to trade with your own money, just stick around and watch these videos for fun if you want to. And that's about it.